make a meaningful difference towards that goal of going after American energy reserves?
I think the first thing is open up ANWR. I would be in favor of drilling. Also, the offshore drilling, I would be in favor of that as well. And then I would go after renewables. I know Erica has talked about ethanol and a different blend. I think that's a great idea. And wind energy, I think as far as energy policy, we have to put everything on the table.
You're exactly right, Jerry, all of the above. But we have to immediately approve the Keystone Pipeline construction. It has to be done. Thousands of good-paying jobs are at the whim and wish of faceless bureaucrats right now. Coal, hydro, wind, solar, ethanol, biodiesel, everything. The only way to make sure that we have low-cost energy is to jack up the supply. Simple economics, everyone. More supply, lower prices. Less supply, more demand, higher prices. If we allow the administration to continue to attack coal-fired power plants, our energy costs are only going to go up. As your congressman, I would immediately make that one of my top priorities, is to ensure that the EPA cannot continue their attack on American energy sources.
Well, right now our nation doesn't have a comprehensive energy program, and I think that we have to be open to all options. I do agree with Jerry that nothing should be off the table, but it has to be done responsibly. I would support going after America's energy resources through drilling, but it has to be done in a responsible manner. We do remember the crisis that BP led to, and so there are economic consequences when you have a catastrophic defect if the right safeguards not being put in place. But I think we have to have a strong emphasis on renewable energy resources as well, and we have to move towards energy independence. Again, I think of the world oftentimes through the foreign policy implications. There are implications of not being energy independent, and I think that it's important to place a priority on that, not just because it will reduce the gas prices, but because it will make us freer and safer as a country.
These fine people said it very eloquently. I need to expand on that. I can say I have known personally what is the impact of the oil industry over the years. As I said before, my father was in the oil industry for many years. My husband was. My husband was a plant manager of a small refinery in Hartford that took out what's called transmix, which is the gook in pipelines, and refined that and made that back into gasoline. Now, he did that for 18 years. And I believe that not only another portion of getting our energy going is to get the regulations off of our back, get the EPA off of our back. Let these companies do what they're supposed to do. The crisis that happened in the Gulf, that's what it was. It was a crisis. And these companies are very, very well fine-tuned about what they know they need to do when they drill and how they need to be safe in the environment. I have friends who are from Alaska. They said, have you ever seen ANWR? It's a desolate wasteland. Right where they want to drill at, there are no caribou there. And the caribou have a really nice place down the road and some green and some pastures and some hills. So my point is, let's educate ourselves on what's going on. Let's get the energy going. All of the above approach, absolutely. My first obligation would be to the coal power plants as well. Get the EPA off of their backs.
We may have answered the next question, but I'm going to ask it and just give you an opportunity if you have one more sentence to say about it. Marguerite Zand of Champaign asks about the role, what would you do about, right now we have not a comprehensive energy policy in the U.S. and we piecemeal it. Do you feel that agriculture has a role in meeting it? And I think you guys answered it, so if anybody wants to expand, do. If not, we'll go to the next question.
I think that's Habib's hint to say ditto.
Yeah, thank you.
No, you're right. I mean, all of us agree that ethanol and other renewable fuels need to be a part of our plan. But I got to say something real quick on the last question. Erica, I'm glad you brought it up. We have to do things responsibly. In America,